Just 1 second, everyone. We're getting everything set up. We should be good to start at 1:30 around the dot or on the dot. But thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear.
Oh, you rugged. Hello?
I'm Rug. Hello,
Okay,
hello.
good. Okay. This is not making time for Be Winkst. This is making time for Jericho!
Welcome, Jericho. I'm still DMing B Winkst. He said, "Hey!" Exclamation point. But I'm unsure if he's going to be able to making time. So I think we can probably give it another couple minutes and see what he says. Oh, he said he can make it. Yes. So maybe he'll be popping in here in a couple minutes. I'm not sure.
Well, until he's here, this is the show of Jericho! This is the show of Jericho.
I was. I see him. Yeah, he just popped up. I
Ah,
see him
shit.
on the Syndicate
Oh
account.
my god. Omar, I was about to take over this space. It was going to be the show of Jericho, but you came in, and now it's going to be all about you. God damn it. It's okay.
But thanks for being here, Jericho. I appreciate you. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get B Winged up here, and then we'll start. We'll go ahead and start making time.
Shout out to V Epiphany. V Epiphany is the best if you're hearing this.
Yo.
B Winged, thank you for making it. Is now a good time for you?
Yeah, man.
Okay, for sure. I was just double checking, but let me go
Sorry
ahead and.
about that, Jericho.
Go ahead.
I'm saying sorry about that, Jericho. He was gonna take over.
It's the way it goes. It is what it is. But I'm gonna send you a co-host invite, and then we can go ahead and get started.
There. Let me.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I know it's a little bit clunky. Twitter's not being. I would post stuff, or I would pin a couple tweets to the top, but For some reason, it's not letting me either on my account or on the Syndicate Twitter account. So unfortunately, we'll have to do without pins for now. But BWinks, thank you for being here today. This is Making Time, a show for creators by creators, where we highlight people all over the space, whether they be developers, project owners, artists, writers, you name it. Right? That's what we're here for. We're here to help spread the love and support the cause. I would ask you guys to like, comment, and retweet the space. You can do that not on the pin tweet above, but on the chat bubble on the bottom right corner. Go ahead and press that button, drop a comment, a like, and a retweet, please. That will help us grow, help us get more people in here, and help get more people to learn about BWinks. But BWinks, how has your day been, my man?
Hey man, it was so long. I literally just woke up.
Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll be chatting for only about 30 minutes, so it shouldn't be too much of your time. But is your day just beginning, or did it just end?
No, like still trying to fix my sleeping schedule from the FIFA.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we'll have to we'll get into that in our conversation because I'm interested in learning more about that. But yeah, thanks for being here, BWinks. I'm glad your day is going well. Today has been a pretty good day for myself, I would say. It's been pretty chill. It is snowing, and it is 2 degrees outside. So 2 degrees Fahrenheit, which is quite colder than I'm used to as an American. So it is what it is.
So cool.
But yeah, so I'll go ahead and start jumping into my questions for you. And I think the first thing we'll start with is what got you into Web3?
What got me into Web3 is Galactic Geckos actually. Like I've been in the crypto space since like 2017. It was just a way for me to like get to know more about like investing and like just it was like a more accessible way for me to like learn about all this stuff. And then like it turned out more than just like just an interest. And then like between then and there, I was just like trading, spending time in crypto and these kinds of things. But then like the NFT market came up, and like I've been like joining multiple things, but like in NFTs I was just kind of absent. But then a friend of mine started this the Galactic Geckos project, and he was like, "You want to just join in?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then from there, like I'm here. Like it's been a year and a bit in the Solana Web3 space, and it's been life changing, honestly.
Yeah, so did you say one of your friends was one of the Galactic Gecko founders? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So are you also a founder, or are you just kind of part of the community?
No, like working with moderating just but like not just moderating the community itself, just focusing on the technical aspects.
Gotcha. So you've been in crypto for quite a long time. You've been in crypto since 2017, and then you kind of discovered NFTs, or in particular Solana NFTs, through a close friend of yours who was getting kind of involved in the gecko. So what was it? How was it different getting into NFTs compared to your previous experience just being normal crypto itself?
Honestly, like, and that was always my opinion, is that trading NFTs is so much less stress than just trading crypto itself. Like before, I used to trade a lot, and we've all been liquidated a couple of times on Binance and futures and others. Won a few, lost a few. I was mostly doing arbitrage, like manual arbitrage between like really niche exchanges, and made my first Bitcoin doing that. But like having to sit down with the monitor and having to sit down, watch everything, and it's like you can't sleep. What if you have a trade open, you can't sleep, and sometimes even if you don't have a trade open, you can't sleep. But being in like the NFT, you just buy it and it goes up, which was fun until it wasn't.
Yeah, it's definitely fun until it isn't, right? You buy your NFT, it goes up to 80 SOL, 100 SOL, or I mean, if you're lucky, it gets that high. But sometimes it only gets to 10 or 20 or whatever, and then all of a sudden you lose your bags and you wish you sold the top. So, no, I totally get it. And you mentioned we've all had our fair share of liquidations. I can attest to that. I've gotten liquidated before, but it wasn't on Binance for me. It was on KuCoin. I was trading AVAX. And then the market, that's like
Yeah,
literally when the market crashed. So uh, it is what it is. It is. You can't go to sleep whenever you're trading, right? It feels weird. It feels bad. You're like, what if something happens? I have to watch this. Um, but I totally feel that for sure. So it's
yeah,
definitely been a change of pace
uh,
to. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, and like, but like at some point, I was like, you know what, I wanna like at some point when I started the Geckos project, I started like we started having some issues which most communities were having early on, like scam bots, like raids. Um, like there wasn't as many services back then as there is now, so you just kind of had to like whatever you whatever issue you see, you have to build the solution for it. So like that's when I was like, okay, maybe I can start like building something. Like I'm actually a paramedic in real life. I work in the ambulance service that's uh, like in Doha in Qatar, where the FIFA World Cup is being held. But like that's my career. But I'm all into like tech and programming and all these, like this is my passion. Like I'm almost finishing my master's degree in healthcare informatics because I just want to switch completely to the tech. So building I started building a bot for the products, or like the most life changing product I made, because it got big. It got big while the market was still booming, and it's still like even until this day, like from that day until now, I don't remember that I took a day off, like ever. Like it was like 5, 10, 8 hours a day. Just see, like whenever you encounter something, whenever you see a problem, and there were plenty back then you just build a solution for it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of one of the cool things about being in an industry that's so new, right? Is you get to be a part of that first set of solutions. You get to be a part of that initial innovation. And that's what makes it so interesting in being in Web3, right? You have that. And then not only are you doing it, you're not doing it alone, right? You have these communities like the Geckos that are there to support you and give you advice, feedback, help you grow as a developer or an artist or whatever you might be doing. So I'm curious, how did you know, or how did you first, so you have a career in health, right? You said you're a paramedic in Qatar. So I'm curious, how did you discover programming?
Like you know, it's like it's been a long time that since I wanted to learn like a proper programming language and start actually making a product or like something. But then I'm kind of a person who learns the most when they don't like go watching courses and stuff, but like when you actually get something and build it and you just learn along the way. And I had some knowledge with Python at the time, but then and like I started with the simple stuff, because back then, like, my project was just a security bot, and it was just like in Python mainly. It's like, as long as you have an idea and you can articulate it in a way, then you can make something. And it started from there, and like, it changed my life. Like, all the time I wanted to like learn programming, and then, but this was the way. Like, this paved the way to like get into programming and getting into like all the technicalities of it. And really shaped up so far.
Yeah, and that's awesome. So you kind of just started with Python. I know some people start with Java and JavaScript. I started my programming journey with Python as well. And once you first learn that language, especially something like Python, you can start translating your ideas into code. And then with your code, you can make these programs that can do things automatically for you, or that can connect other things that weren't previously connected. And it's so interesting. So you said that when you started programming, you made this, or I guess in Web3 when you started programming, you made a bot. So you made the Nifty bot, which you just started. You had some kind of partnership with Droid Capital. So I'm interested in, tell me a little bit about your partnership in Droid Capital and how that started.
Okay, so like, from the moment I started building the bot until now, like, at some point it was going in like maybe like 50, 55 servers, which isn't a lot, but back then, at the height of the market, it was really good. But then, like, the market turned around, and then, I think only 2000, then I got hit in the Slope hack, like the Slope wallet hack, and they just drained it, like every last bit of it. So that was a phase to go through, actually. But I just kept building through that. At the time, I was just like the only person doing like development, marketing, support, because like people, when they always responsive, like whenever they like, can you make this? Can you make this? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, we can make it. And then we do it, and it's pretty good. It's chill. But then it got harder. It got harder doing all of that, especially after the slow pack, because like there's like running costs. You need node providers, you need proxies, you need like some infrastructure, and it was hard just do it, like supporting that after the hack. So one of my friends was in this DAO called Droid Capital, and he was like, yeah, I know these guys, they're chill. I told them about you, they're pretty excited. um, you want to have a talk? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I joined with them, and it's more of a partnership where like they handle like the business direction, the marketing, the support for the bot or on the whole product, and I get to just focus on what I love doing, which is developing things and creating things. And it's good because like they have some business sense. Like they know what works, what doesn't work. They know what's needed now in the market. So like, because like I'm the kind of person who gets excited about the idea and just goes and codes it in a day. But like sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes you need to know if the idea that you want to create is actually useful. Like people actually want to use it. It's useful in this market, and that's kind of the thing that they brought in. So I can just focus on developing things, and they said, okay, we'll cover like the running costs, and we'll cover these kinds of things, and you can just focus, you can just do your thing, and we'll just train you. And like we did some rebranding, so NiftyBot is now called Radar, which like the account is Radar Web3 on Twitter. It's called at Radar Web3. And we just like we almost just finished the rebrand for the bot.
Yeah, that's
So the
fantastic, man. Oh, you can continue. I was just gonna let you know that I am in a snowstorm right now, so I may be lagging in and out and may cut you off on accident. So definitely
no
continue
problem.
what you're saying. Yeah, go ahead.
No problem. So like they were really supportive, but like and the bot like really stabilized since we joined, and it has just matured because like they tell me what works, they tell me what doesn't work, and I just can like as someone who has an idea, like the best gift somebody can give to you is telling you that you're wrong. So you can just go in, fix it, see it succeed, and then everybody's happy.
Yeah, for sure. I think what's really interesting is you built this whole this whole bot alone, largely alone, right? You made this bot off of your ideas, your creativity, and your desire to innovate and solve problems. But the problem with doing something alone is sometimes you lose sight of, is this useful, right? What implications does this have on the space? How can this help people? And it's you lose kind of that macro scale, and that's what this Droid Capital partnership was able to offer you, right? You get an additional team, and they have maybe a little bit more business acumen, or they understand marketing or the state of the market, right? And it exemplifies, or sorry, it magnifies what you're able to do as a creator. It lets you address more current problems and be able to kind of be there for people. So I think that's been awesome. I think that's a fantastic experience. So one thing I am curious about is you said you did work the World Cup. Tell me more about that. I'm interested in learning what your experience was at the World Cup.
Oh, so I work in in a like in Qatar. There's a government corporation for the ambulance service. So I work here as a paramedic and a dispatcher. So like we do these kind of things. And during the FIFA, we were working like almost 240 hours a month for the past 2 months, which finished like literally 2 days ago. So I was doing like 12-hour shifts almost every day for the past 2 months, because like here the population is like 3 million or something, and then you had almost a million, like 1.20, 1.25 million people just flood in the country. So it was like you had to be prepared for that.
Yeah,
So I
man.
was
Oh, go ahead. Go
so I
ahead.
was doing kind of like both, like programming and like programming, doing maintenance, keeping things working for the past 2 months. But now I'm gonna have more time to do it. But it was crazy.
So would you say it's been? I know it's been particularly rough these past 2 months because of the World Cup and what's going on there. But has it been easy to juggle the work-life balance between being a paramedic and being a developer? Like, how have you been doing that?
There's no such thing as a work-life balance in that in that job. It doesn't exist. Like the good thing is that like normally on like outside of the FIFA, I mostly work in like they call it the business intelligence department of the ambulance service, because like through learning the bot and through learning programming and everything, um, it was recognized that I have these skills. So here, like instead of working all the time on the ambulance, I get to like work in doing the data and doing analytics and doing all of that stuff. But during the FIFA, like everybody got pulled into the field because there's so much pressure the ambulance service has to deal with all these people coming in.
Yeah, it must be quite the change of pace from what you're used to. But it's definitely interesting that you mentioned that from your side project that is working on this Discord bot, you were able to basically slightly change your profession, right? You moved from being kind of on the ground, boots on the ground paramedic in the ambulance to being a more data focused person, right? You're working with data, you're working with numbers. So I think that's awesome, right? Not very often do you get these kind of promotions or you move positions according to what you do in your free time. And I think it's awesome that you're able to kind of move horizontally or vertically. Not sure what that really looked like for you, but I think that's super awesome. So you did say you're finishing a master's program in what in medical. What did you say? Health
Healthcare
informatics.
health
Yeah, yeah.
informatics.
I found it on my notes, so I'm glad we said it at the same time. So
It's okay.
tell me, what is your plan? Like, what is your plan over the next couple years after you get your degree?
Like I always had a thing for tech. Like even before this job, I was doing something related to I was kind of an IT manager for the 2 years before I got here, which is like I got here in 2020. But refugees for like a refugee projects with the UN. So like I was always involved in the tech, just couldn't found myself studying something related to before. It was like when people would hire me in these kinds of positions, it would be because they know like that I have these tech skills along with my medical knowledge. But I wanted to take this master's degree in order to like make the switch officially. So like when you want to work directly in a tech position, you have to like have some credentials, right? So this was the way. And the skills, like the good thing is that I always wanted to like learn these courses and learn these skills, but it was like you start and you buy the course, you start a little bit and then you stop, and then you hey Saint D, and then you just get depressed and you try again and again and again. But like when I had the bot, like when I started building this, the good thing is that like you don't get to learn the boring stuff. Like I want to make this. How do I make this? And you just go and like research how to make it, and then you just make it, and then you get rewarded. Like like when the Solana bull market, like whenever you did something, like if you just did anything, just participate in any way, it was really like rewarding. And like finish getting the skills from there, it helped me so much that I just can turn my like ideas into reality. So now that I like, and with this degree and the skills that I got with the bot, I can like make the switch.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's interesting. I went to an event not too long ago during, I guess it was the tail end of the bull market. I went to Austin Hacker House and I talked to a lot of developers. Like there must have been like 50, 60 devs. I didn't talk to that many, but I talked to maybe 20 people. And every single dev I talked to, I asked them what their college education was. None of them were from software engineering. None of them did software engineering programs, which I thought was so interesting. All of these developers are kind of self taught. And I think that's so awesome because whenever you teach yourself that way, you really learn because of your passion for the subject. You learn because you're interested. You learn by doing. And I think that's one of the big disadvantages of some of these
Yeah.
professional kind of college educations. But I did want to ask you a question is so from this this side project and the new master's degree you'll be taking, do you think there would have been any advantages to doing a traditional computer science program in college, or do you think you're just as good or better off by kind of taking the path you have taken?
I think like every time I think about it, I'm like or like when I learn something new, or like sometimes you like the more you learn, you know, like I'm a developer, but I'm also an artist, and when you learn something on your own, it's kind of different than when you learn it systematically. So like when you drawing they did like the last week or like the last month, and they were like, what the hell is this, what is, and it's kind of the same with programming. Like I found that it's kind of the same with artists, with go, and it works, it's just atrocious, or it's like it's so inefficient, and then you just rewrite it with your like the experience that you gained since writing that, and then it's so satisfying to see it like run better, faster. But like you think that if you learned things systematically, like there's, you know, there's like some design patterns, there's some knowledge that really makes it easy to apply your thoughts at scale. That kind of thing you don't learn if you're self-taught, like depending on if you're self-taught and you go on courses and stuff, yeah, you'll learn that and it'll be fine. But like if you don't use courses and you just learn by doing, it's different. I think if you get a degree, it's useful, but like there's a lot of, you know, as college, that's how colleges work. There's a lot of like theoretical stuff that just doesn't help you. It just doesn't help you in the market. Like I don't think any, like on the past 3 years, I don't think any college would push you to go through Web3. Like you had to be in there. You had to be amongst the people, amongst the communities, getting in there, learning new things. I think if you just go with academia, then you just like you just get used to the normie stuff. And I'm yeah, but like having the knowledge, like having the IT knowledge, the software knowledge, and being able to program, and then or having like some kind of domain knowledge outside of that makes like it makes the skills you have more meaning, because instead of just learning how to like program things and how tech works and everything, you're like, okay, how can this tech help me, or how this can this tech help people in the real life, like because like let's for example, I studied medicine. Help programming to like make it easier, because you know like these days you go to the doctor or you go to anywhere and they're all working with computers. If the software and the tech that these people work with, not all of it was written by people who know medicine and they don't know tech, and the people who are technical but they don't know medicine. So it's like when you have domain knowledge from both sides, it's such an asset for you in the market. Like it will boost you in the market. I don't think as a software developer you should only be software developing. You should like pair it with something else and figure out how to like solve real world problems through it. And I don't think being in tech school gives you that. I think studying something else and then using tech as a tool to solve real life problems, that's the way.
Yes, like I think that's I mean you hit the nail on the head, right? I think when you go to school, it doesn't make you any kind of specialist. It just gives you a skill set. Right? Whenever I go to school for programming, it just gives me the hammers I need, right? Or the screwdriver or whatever, but it doesn't give me the nails. It doesn't tell me how to put things together. It doesn't make me specialize, right? It just gives you a general education that might help you in the future and you have to acquire that. So I think that's what's so fascinating about being self-taught is you start with the specialization, right? If you become a Web3 dev, maybe you learn on-chain programming or Discord bots, or maybe you learn how to use a Twitter API, and that's all stuff that other programmers might not learn until 3 years in, right after working at a software firm for who knows how long, you know. So I think
Yeah.
it's like guerrilla learning, and that's what's so awesome about that for sure. Um, but we are coming up to 30 minutes. It has been awesome talking to you, Omar or B-Winks. I've been calling you B-Winks, and I hope that's okay. Um, but I do have
That's
one or
fine.
two. Okay, I do have one or two final questions for you, and I am sorry. I have been going through the snowstorm. I'm lagging in and out, so I apologize
Sorry.
if I've been cutting out. Oh, hello.
Yep,
Am I
I can
right?
hear you.
Okay, okay, good. But I'm going to go ahead and ask you one last question, then we can go ahead and wrap it up. So, B-Winks, I know you've had a long, treacherous journey here in Web3. You've been here since 2017. You only recently started getting into NFTs with the geckos. But if you had to start over in Web3, would you do anything differently?
Um, I think I would have capitalized on a lot of things. If I could go back, I would capitalize on a whole lot of things that I didn't capitalize on. Like, for example, people always like when because I was in MetaDrago DAO for a long time. They were really supportive of me. Like, always telling me like, you should mint, you should do a mint, you should do a mint, you should do a mint. And I'm like, nah, man. Like, I don't believe. I think this is more like a service for to like mint out and just cash the money, and then like I like it was I didn't know how to like give value. I don't want to just get the mint money and just sit down. But I think I should have, because it would have given me a platform to there's the you have the soul and a couple of others who did it. And it's like if you have an opportunity in Web3, like as long as you're not ripping people off, you should take it. And I should have taken that chance. And the other thing is I should have like found some kind of team to belong with, and just because doing this alone hasn't been easy at all. So I would just capitalize on much more things, and just find a community to belong with, and just build things together instead of just. I think in Web3 you can't just solve solo things. Like, it's not scalable. It doesn't work. You need support. You need like technical support. You need people who are in tune with the market, and you need people to like help you when things are rough.
Yeah, absolutely. B-Winks. You need a team. You need that support system. You need those group of people who you can depend on, and they'll help you grow. They'll help you diversify your skill set, and they'll help you be a better you, right? And that's important. It is extremely important, and I definitely agree with being opportunistic, right? Take that risk, take that jump, do that thing, and you never know where you'll end up. I mean, worst case scenario, you learn something new, right? So always take that risk, always take that
Yeah.
opportunity. But Omar Bwingst, thank you so much for your time today. I did appreciate having our conversation, learning more about you being a paramedic and how you don't have quite the best work-life balance, or at least everyone in that industry doesn't. We talked a little bit more about your bot, the Nifty Bot, and your partnership with Droid Capital. And we also talked about education and what it means to learn in Web3 and learn by doing. But once again, thank you for this conversation. I appreciate learning from you. Do you have anything you want to add before I go ahead and wrap things up?
Oh yeah. Tell people, check out my bot. Check out like Radar or Nifty Bot, and you'll see how like it's human design in it. Like it's all of it. It doesn't need you to set things up. You don't need to submit hash lists. Wait for people to like set it up for you. And it's all like my thinking while building it was that Discord is the first multi-signature rate to earn. It has like peer-to-peer escrow, and it's all within Discord. You don't have to go out of Discord to do it. I'm proud of it, and I think and it's free to try, so give it a shot.
Bwingst, I will definitely be checking out Nifty Bot. I did do my fair share of DD before our conversation, but it is an awesome bot. I do recommend everyone check it out. But Bwingst, thank you so much for being here. This is Making Time, the space for creators by creators. It was awesome learning more about you being a dev, your experience in Web3, and thank you for your time. I do appreciate that. We will have another Making Time tomorrow at the same time, 1:30 p.m. CST, 7:30 p.m. UTC. We will be talking to Jacob Soul, the co-founder of Trust Labs, and we'll be asking him about his experience in Web3 as well. So Omar, Bwingst, everyone in the crowd, Jericho, Saint D, Sam, I do appreciate you guys learning more about Bwingst, taking your time out of your day for that. And I will be closing the space now. So thanks once again, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye bye.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for having me.
Bye bye.